His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, along with His Majesty King Charles III, toured the Royal Windsor House show. His Royal Highness highlighted the strength of the long-standing relations between Bahrain and the United Kingdom, underpinned by historical ties. These relations continue to flourish, supported by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and His Majesty King Charles III. His Royal Highness noted their combined efforts have further advanced the levels of cooperation between the two kingdoms, delivering mutual benefits and contributing to the enduring strategic partnership. His Royal Highness noted the kingdom's commitment to participating in the prestigious Royal Windsor Horse Show. His Royal Highness emphasized the importance of the Royal Windsor Horse Show as a prominent international event that brings together equestrian professionals and enthusiasts globally, noting the event's many activities and competitions. His Royal Highness was briefed on the activities, which included several displays and races. His Royal Highness underscored the event's prestigious international standing in equestrian sport, which showcases the kingdom's expertise in hosting world-class horse racing. On behalf of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, the representative of His Majesty for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs, Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports and Commander of the Royal Endurance Team, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, attended the conclusion of the Royal Windsor Horse Show. The First Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, Chairman of the General Sports Authority, and the President of the Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, and the Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for the Environment, Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Committee of the Rashid Equestrian and Horse Racing Club, and member of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sport, His Highness Sheikh Faisal bin Rashid Al Khalifa, were present. His Highness was briefed on the activities, which included the Kingdom of Bahrain Stakes for the King's Cup, with participation from the BDF and the Ministry of Interior's team. His Highness emphasized that the event reflects the strength of the Bahraini-British relations, which continue to grow across various domains. He noted that the importance of expanding cooperation between the two countries through strategic partnerships, among which the Windsor Horse Show holds a prominent position in the global equestrian calendar. His Highness highlighted the show's diverse and competitiveness program, noting its significance as a major sporting event attracting wide international interest. He commended the show's organization, which reflected the United Kingdom's rich heritage and expertise in equestrian sports. His Highness crowned the winners of the endurance and show jumping competition, congratulating all the successful riders and wishing them continued success. Organized by the Shura Council and attended the Council of Representative Speakers, Ahmed Al Msallam, and Chairman of the Shura Council, Ali Al Saleh, the Forum Towards Inclusive and Sustainable Economic Development was launched. The event featured the Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, as a keynote speaker, alongside several ministers and officials from both public and private sectors. In his opening speech, Al-Saleh highlighted Bahrain's significant transformation in its economic structures over recent years, driven by a clear vision based on His Majesty the King's directive and continued efforts of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. He noted Bahrain's success in boosting growth, diversifying income sources, meeting citizens' aspiration, and shifting from economic recovery to sustainable growth through a structural development approach focused on sustainability, justice, and equal opportunities. The chairman praised the 2025-2026 state budget for its clear focus on enhancing social protection and ensuring decent living standards, attributing this achievement to constructive cooperation and national consensus between the government and legislative, reflecting Bahrain's political maturity and commitment to supporting citizens, especially in government aid and priority housing projects. The Minister of Finance emphasized that Bahrain's Economic Vision 2030 guided the transition from an oil-based economy to a diversified, competitive economy aligned with national goals. He reviewed programs promoting economic diversification, investment attraction, streamlined businesses, procedures, and a supportive regulatory environment, along with several major strategic development projects underway in the Kingdom of Bahrain. The 34th Arab Summit and the 5th session of the Economic and Social Development Summit concluded in Baghdad yesterday, where Bahrain's delegation was headed by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Abdul Latif bin Rashid al-Zayani, and was held in the presence of Arab leaders under the chairmanship of the President of Iraq, Abdul Latif Rashid, with the participation of the Secretary General of the Arab League. At the conclusion of the summit, the Baghdad Declaration was issued, which emphasized the certainty of the Palestinian cause as the backbone of stability in the region and the Arab countries' absolute support for an inalienable rights of the Palestinian people. The declaration called for an immediate cessation of the war in Gaza and the entry of urgent humanitarian aid. It called on all countries to provide political, financial, and legal support for the Gaza reconstruction plan and affirmed the categorical rejection of any form of displacement of the Palestinian people. The declaration also reiterated the Arab position, calling for a just and comprehensive peaceful settlement of the Palestinian cause and the establishment of an independent and sovereign Palestinian state. It also included the result of Social Economic Development Summit, which reviewed the developments achieved regarding the Greater Arab Free Trade Area, the completion of the requirements for the establishment of the Arab Custom Union, and the executive plan for the Arab Strategy for Water Security in the Arab region. The summit adopted a number of development strategies and plans and supported Bahrain calls in the speech delivered by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister to adopt an international treaty to regulate and govern the development of artificial intelligence. The summit discussed strengthening Arab space leadership through the example of Bahrain's satellite project Al-Mundhar, and praised the efforts made by Bahrain in developing the Arab space sector and strengthening joint Arab action in this strategic field. It called on Arab countries to strengthen cooperation with the Bahrain Space Agency and exchange expertise in modern space applications. The Board of Directors of FIBA Foundation held its regular meeting concluding the FIBA Midterm Congress 2025, which was hosted by the Kingdom of Bahrain with broad international participation from national federation, representatives, senior officials, and prominent sports figures. the Vice President of the Bahrain Olympic Committee and member of the FIBA Foundation Board of Directors, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Ali Al Khalifa, participated in the meeting. The meeting addressed a number of future projects and initiatives and reviewed key achievements over the past year, particularly in the Foundation's community and development programs. The board members commended Bahrain's growing role in supporting the Foundation's mission and commended the high level of organization witnessed at this year's FIBA Mid-Term Congress. They also highlighted the active contribution of His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Ali in advancing the Foundation program, particularly in supporting youth and community initiatives across the Middle East. The Bahrain National Theatre hosted the FIBA World Basketball Hall of Fame Honors Ceremony as part of the biannual Congress hosted by the Kingdom of Bahrain. In the presence of the Deputy President of the Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Ali Al Khalifa, and a number of officials, where FIBA honored a number of figures who left a mark in the history of the game globally. His Highness said Bahrain's hosting of this global event at the theatre and reflects the Kingdom's commitment to promoting the integration of culture and sport at the international level. The FIBA's head of development, T.J. Bullock, said that the 2025 Fame induction ceremony in Bahrain will include a special museum of rare and valuable basketball collectibles. The president of Bahrain Basketball Federation, Ala Madara, said that the presence of these names that have made their mark in international basketball on Bahrain gives local players the initiative to raise their levels. The Minister of Justice, Islamic Affairs and Waqf, Nawaf al-Ma'ad, led a delegation from the ministry on a visit to France to discuss cooperation and exchange expertise in legal and judicial fields. During the visit, the minister met with the head of European and International Affairs at the French Commission on Informatics and Liberty, Elizabeth Barsac, and discussed legislative framework and the best practices in personal data protection and safeguarding individual rights. He also met with the Director of Civil Affairs and the Seal of the French Ministry of Justice, Valérie Delnaud, and discussed the development of civil judgment laws in France and reviewed the evolution of civil legislation and mechanism for enforcement. The delegation also visited the Paris Commercial Court, where a meeting was held with the President of the court, Patrick Sire, to review the operation and mechanism of the French commercial courts and their specialized judicial system. The visit also included the French National School for Judiciary, where the delegation met with the head of school, Hafid Bolakras. The meeting focused on France's approach to judicial training and the system in place for education and continuous professional development. The Minister of Oil and Environment and the Special Envoy for Climate Affairs, Dr. Mohammed bin Daina, will attend the opening of the 9th edition of the Global Health, Safety and Environment Conference and Exhibition tomorrow. The conference aims to advance knowledge and capabilities in health, safety and environmental fields by adopting an innovative system and solution that supports HSE transformation. The King Hamad Global Center for Coexistence and Tolerance has launched the King Hamad Leadership in Coexistence program in collaboration with the Faith in Leadership Institution and the 1928 Institute affiliated with the University of Oxford. This pioneering program is the first of its kind in the region, combining academic education with specialized training to prepare and empower a generation of leaders who embrace the values of coexistence and tolerance and who to work to promote them both locally and internationally. The program spans 4 years of educational and training courses tailored for students. The launch of this program forms part of the center's broader initiatives to promote peace and intercultural dialogue through education, culture, and capacity building. It aligns with the royal vision of creating a future founded on solidarity and prosperity.
Directing the King Hamad Leadership for Coexistence program, which has in this iteration included some of the brightest superstars from among Bahraini society who are young. And we had, I think, 600 applications for this program, of which we whittled it down through interviews to 25 outstanding young people. And it has been the privilege of our lives to be working with them to teach not just leadership, but leadership for coexistence, to skill them to actually bring about conditions for peaceful coexistence across society.
I actually did the program back in the UK and I've covered many of these concepts myself, so it's really interesting to be able to see the program come in to Bahrain and for the Bahraini young people to be learning these concepts and implementing it in their own lives and workplaces, and it's incredible to see the leaders that are forming. They're already incredible and talented, but with these concepts I think they're going to be even more equipped to promote peaceful coexistence.
Judging by the participants, they are just eager, they're talented, and they are really dedicated and passionate to this task of building a society that has coexistence. So my experience has been fantastic. I'm really impressed by the people here and excited for the future here in Bahrain.
The program has an incredible, impactful personal growth and the career development so far. I have gained valuable insights into effective leadership styles and the importance of fostering collaboration among diverse groups.
Under the theme, An Ocean of Opportunities for Women, Bahrain celebrates the International Day for Women in Maritime. Bahrain has been an active member of the International Maritime Organization, IMO, since its accession, which reflects the kingdom's commitment to international maritime standards. Bahraini women have distinguished themselves in maritime sector by working in container terminals, the navigation control center, ship registration, seafarers affairs and inspection departments. It also occupied various professional positions thanks to the development of their scientific and practical capabilities by the senior management of the Ministry of Transportation and Telecommunication, in addition to the continuous support and empowerment provided by the Ports and Maritime Navigation Affairs at the Ministry. Bahrain provided many opportunities for Bahraini women through training, education, participation in conferences and committees of the IMO, as well as their involvement in the most important projects supporting this vital sector.